What makes sales uncomfortable is not knowing. What makes sales difficult is a lack of clarity. The more clear you can be about something, the easier it is to be able to provide a solution. Whoever gets in front of them first is probably going to be the one that they list with if they decide to do that. What most people do is they try to tiptoe around what the objection might be. I just put it right on the table, bro. Take all your clothes. What are we doing? Let's get down to the brass tacks.
Practicing and then doing. So the winning combination is, hey, practice twice a day, chant your script, and then go out and do it and make phone calls to these people. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to start picking up on certain things. You're going to take some listings. It'll give you some confidence. And then it allows you to ask better questions as well, too.
So YouTube is a great place to start. These calls are a great place to start to get the framework of the conversation. And then as you get more present in the conversation, you'll be able to see a natural progression as to what's the next question. And again, the key concept here is clearing the room by room. And this is true for any lead source. I don't care what it is, but probate is a specialized one. So I need to clear the room by room. Motivation, decision makers, timing, right? So I'm going to ask questions around all of those things. Now, because of the context of probate, I need to know a few more things. I need to know if there's any fighting or disagreement amongst beneficiaries. I need to know if it's a homesteaded property. I need to know if there's a reverse mortgage on it. I need to know, are there any other liens or encumbrances? I need to, you know what I mean? There's other things that I need to get clear on. I need to know if their intention is to, clear it out. I need to know if they would prefer a cash offer, an off-market sale versus a retail sale. So I just need to, each lead source has a kind of a context. Some of them spill over to each other, but there's going to be a little nuance between them. Who's next, bro?
I'll jump in.
What do you want to role play, Claude?
Let's go ahead and do probate. Let's run it. Hey, good morning. Do I have the pleasure of speaking with Jose?
This is him. Who's this?
Jose, thank you for taking my quick call. This is Claude. I'm a local realtor based out of Southwest Florida. And I was reaching out to you. Maya, she's our researcher. She had pointed out to me that you're the personal representative of a property over there on 123 Main Street.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been appointed yet, but yeah, it looks like it's going to head in that direction.
Okay. Excuse me for the miscommunication. I'm glad I got you on the line, kind of fill in the blanks for me. But I really wanted, and I'm reaching out definitely out of respect, I'm not sure if I was a little premature in some ways, just to see simply if you and the family, if you guys are going to be looking to maybe sell the property, possibly looking to a qualified rental. I wasn't quite sure. I figured you could help me out.
We're not sure yet. You're right. It is a little bit premature. We've got some special family dynamics where we're kind of talking through with the family and we're trying to decide what we're going to do.
I got you. Hey, and I appreciate you catching me up to speed, Jose. Now I have here, it's you and your sister and your brother, John. Is there anybody else that I'm missing?
No, that's pretty much it.
What do you believe, since I have you on the phone, and I'm glad you give me the opportunity to speak with you. I mean, if it came down to it, are you in a position, are you looking to sell it, or will you be looking to keep the home?
I think it's my other siblings, because I want to sell it, but they want to keep it.
So I have Sarah, right? She's one of the lending officers that I work with. What I can do, if this is some type of value I can share with you, or unless you guys have somebody in mind already, is it an option, or have they weighed out their option to see if they could maybe buy you out?
No, I don't think that they're going to be able to be honest. Personally, I don't believe that they will. But I'm almost in a pickle because I don't believe that they will. I want to get the property sold, but at the same time, I don't want to be like a bad brother and telling them, hey, look, there's no way you're going to qualify for the property. Let's just get it sold, So I'm kind of in a little bit of a pickle where I want to give them sufficient time to kind of try to explore that option. At the same time, we do have a mortgage and carrying cost associated with it.
Hey, Jose, you know what? Me being a brother myself, putting myself in your shoes, I would do the same thing, just to make sure, everybody comes out, a win-win. I mean, did they have a kind of a timeline? And I know it's premature that they will be exercising that right to reach to a lender to see if that is even a possibility for them to buy you out?
Now, they said that they're going to speak with somebody, but I don't know if they have or not. All I know is the time is clicking,
If it does come, of course, my job is to help, never to, persuade you guys to do anything. But if it does come to the option that it's best for the family to sell it, do you guys have an agent in mind, or you be keeping your options open?
No, we're kind of open in that department. I'm not really from the area, so I don't really know anybody,
Got you. Now, when was the last time you physically visited the property? And the reason I'm asking, I would like to kind of get an idea of roughly the condition.
It's a long time ago, man. I mean, I think it was like 10 years ago. So I have not seen the property. But at this point, I don't think that the condition is the most important thing. I think it's just trying to see if my brothers qualify, my brother and sister, to see if they qualify, to see if they're going to be able to do it. And if not, that way we can move forward, you know?
No, that makes sense. And the only reason I was asking, right, I wanted to be able to kind of, give you an idea as far as based off the condition, comparing apples to apples. If you did sell it, ideally what you guys would be walking away with, understanding there's a mortgage that would need to be paid off, versus, if they were supposed to buy you out, at least we can, present to John and Sue, hey, you know what? If you guys are not able to buy me out, ideally, roughly estimated, this is what you guys would be walking away with. And maybe I can help them, purchase something in that price range, a property, if that's the case, if that's what they were looking to do, versus just keeping this one. Okay.
Good, yeah. But give me about 30 days, If they're not able to qualify, then I'm going to have to sell it.
How about I send you, if it's okay, I take down your email address, right? I send you some more information about myself and the brokerage office that I work for. What I'll do, I'll put an attachment with the lender, Sarah. That way you can forward it to your siblings, right? Have them reach out to Sarah. And if it's okay with you, I didn't know, I can always have Sarah reach out directly to them. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that would be probably best if we could have them do that. That way we can keep the process moving,
Yeah, definitely, because I'm seeing transactions in the area. And of course, Jose, I'm not looking to jump the gun, which lets me know buyers are still looking to move here, right? So if we can, speed up the process, make sure they weigh out all their options, and it seems like the best option would be to sell, that'll give us an opportunity where we can connect amongst us three. And I can kind of give you guys an idea as far as, what strategies I will be using to be able to let you guys not only sell the home at a price that would make sense, but most importantly, get you the exposure you need.
That sounds good.
All right, so let me take down your email address, and if you can, let me have Joe and Sue's information also. What I'll do is, if you can, just give them a friendly call, let them know you and I have spoken, and what I'm going to do to help them out, I'm going to have Sarah reach out to them.
Okay. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, perfect. And within the email I'm going to be sending over to you, and I'm going to make sure I forward not only your information, but Sarah's and Sue to Sarah to have her reach out to them. You're going to have my direct mobile number and our office number, right? So you can take the time, kind of do your research on us, see if we're the best fit for you. Give me some time to speak with Sarah, to speak with your brothers and them to get that process started. I mean, how about if I went ahead and pencil you in sometime, let's say a week from now, because I don't think it should take Sarah that long to connect with them to figure out if they are going to be approved. But I can pencil you in. If anything happened to change, you always give me a call back. If we have to go ahead and just cancel that appointment, then I could swing by maybe for 10 minutes, kind of see the property, and we go over to marketing. That be okay with you?
I would be okay with that.
Say next week, Wednesday, I have an opening. I'm pretty tied up for the morning, but I definitely could, squeeze the afternoon. Would that work for you?
Yeah, we can do that.
We could kind of take it from there. All right, that's where I'm at with everything.
I love it. Good job. So I think what you do really well is you have a human side of the conversation. So you're like, hey, look, I have a brother as well too. I know, like, relatable is what I'm trying to say. So I think that you're relatable. Here's a couple of things that I would say as well too. So at the very end, whenever somebody's having you call somebody else, I like to ask, hey, look, is there a way that you can let the other sibling know that I'm going to explore the option of helping them trying to keep the home? Can you let them know that Sarah's going to be calling? Or can you let them know that I will be calling, basically? And the reason I say that is at times that warm introduction makes it a little bit of a warmer call whenever you call. So if somebody's having me call somebody, a lot of times I'll be like, hey, look, can you let such and such person know that I'll be reaching out to them? and then they'll be like, oh no, like I don't think that's a good idea, and then that kind of opens it up to that, that there's additional family conflict at that time.
Yeah, the other thing that I'm aware of, again, good job. And as Jose's saying, very personable, kind of approachable, which is good. Whenever anybody gives you any information, I always like to be like, hey, I really appreciate your willingness to share that with me. The more you're willing to share, the better equipped I am to provide you with any information that could be helpful or useful in some way. Like I want to acknowledge and kind of, in a way, reward them for giving me the information. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever you like, kind of reward will get done. Right. So I just want to let them know, like, hey, I'm aware that you don't have to be talking to me. Right. So, I'm really appreciative of your willingness to share that. The more you're willing to share, the better equipped I am to provide you with information that could be helpful or useful. I saw you circled back to the appointment. So really, it's just like framing. You just need to understand the framing a little bit more. So you circled back at the end and you were being of assistance, which is great. You're like, hey, I don't know if this would be helpful or useful. Like if I was able to connect your siblings with a lender to see if they could actually get pre-approved to purchase. And often, like you're saying, it's more of wishful thinking than their actual ability, but at least this way we'll know. Do you think that would be helpful to them in some way? Yeah. And then just so I'm clear, like and again, this isn't to be nosy. Whenever I'm asking pointed questions, I always want to soften it. So my intention in asking isn't to be nosy. It's just, again, to see if I could give you any more information that could be helpful or useful. Are you guys do you guys have a good working relationship with each other? Is there any like animosity or any friction, or would they welcome a phone call from me or from a lender to see if they could get pre-approved, right? And that's along the lines of like what Jose was saying. The other thing is like framing. So you circled back to the appointment at the end, but I saw a huge opportunity just to book it and connect with him via Zoom sooner. So it's like, yeah, I don't know if this would be helpful to you in some way. It's not uncommon that siblings, have a desire, let's say, to purchase. And as we've discussed, oftentimes that's different than the financial ability to be able to do that. I have to imagine, though, that if you are going to sell it to one of your siblings, if they could qualify, you definitely want to get top dollar for it. Is that right? And they'll be like, yeah. Okay, so getting a clear picture, I find, for families when making the decision, if they even are going to purchase, of what the purchase price would actually be, can be helpful or useful and can help people make a decision either way. So with that being said, can I make a suggestion? And they're like, well, yeah. Well, based on what you've been kind enough to share with me, I'm hearing a couple things pretty clearly. The first is that with a high degree of probability, more likely than not, you're going to sell the property. Maybe if they have the ability to purchase, great, but more likely than not, it'll probably be sold on the open market. The second thing I'm hearing from you is that the more information you can gather right now, the better equipped you and they will be to make that decision if they are going to proceed. So what I'd like to do is this, and I wouldn't mind because I have a lot of clients in our same stage in the process. What we do initially is we schedule a very simple 10, maybe 15-minute, no obligation whatsoever, phone or Zoom appointment where we can see each other. And what I can show you is a couple of things very, very clearly. The first is if the property is to be sold, whether it's to your siblings or on the open market, what would be top dollar, right? And net bottom line, what the proceeds would be to those when it all shakes out. That information will be helpful to you guys, so that way your siblings can make the decision if they want to purchase or not. And then you can, decide how you want to proceed from there. I can also have a quick conversation with you with regards to any ancillary services you guys may need, clear out, handyman work, things of that nature. And then at least this way, Claude, whatever you guys decide to do, whether it's sooner or later, me or somebody else or your siblings buy it or they don't, you'll have all the most important information you need so you can make the decision that you feel is best in terms of how to proceed. Does that sound fair to you? You see what we're doing there? Like what I'm accomplishing, like you were offering to go see him, which I get, but like you don't even know, like I'd much rather do that over the phone and be like way more efficient that way. I just want to get in front of him now. And I want to get the information in front of him now and I want to go over it with him now. You see what I mean? So what you did was good. There's little tweaks that you, again, very personable, presentable, like kind of human, right? Making it easy for people to talk to you. Acknowledge when they give you information. Hey, I appreciate your willingness to share that. The more you're willing to share, the better equipped I am to give you any information that could be helpful or useful in some way. And then the framing at the end, you always want to go for a Zoom or a phone appointment where you can share with them that information. Because, with a high degree of probability, whoever gets in front of them first is probably going to be the one that they list with if they decide to do that. And it's more efficient. So like when you do that via Zoom for 30 minutes, you don't have to get dressed. You don't got to drive nowhere. You don't got to do nothing, right? You can just send them the information, hop on. You could be like, when I was doing these all the time, I'd be like, in my gym shorts with like a suit and tie on top. You know what I'm saying? And then you're in front of them, and then you can play the follow-up game.
Aaron, do you believe I should have asked Jose, knowing that he does want to sell? Was he more looking for a cash offer?
Yeah, I mean, you can for sure. I mean, like that's another question that you can ask, and not being kind of overly pushy on either option. So it's like, hey, being that your preference is to sell, just so I'm clear, and whatever you decide is okay, right? Because my job's to help you. It's never to talk you into doing anything. You'll hear me say those things a lot. I do that for a reason. They soften the questions. They make it more likely that the people will answer them. If you are getting people saying to you, not you, Claude, but just in general, if anybody on this call is getting people saying to you, like, why are you asking me that? It's none of your business. It's because of how you're asking the question. You're not softening it at all. You're just peppering people. You're like staccato. Like, imagine if you were at the gym, Claude, and you walked up and somebody's like, yo, why'd you wear that shirt today? Why'd you wear those sneakers? What are you working out today? Why are you working that out? How come you're not taking creatine? You'd be like, bro, get away from me, dude. What are you doing? Right?
I also think that whenever you get why do you ask that, it could be that it's out of context as well too. It's
not appropriate to what you're talking about.
Not softening. It's not appropriate to what you're talking about that time. So I think that there's two reasons why you get that. One is out of context, and two, you're not softening it up, basically. So like in the example where I role played with somebody earlier, I'm already like, hey, look, I'm ready to sell, and they were just like, hey, like, where are you moving to? And it's like, look, I'm telling you, like, I'm doing this already, So I think at times it could be out of context as well too. So like at times it may be appropriate to ask somebody why they're wearing those sneakers, but it's got to be the right context as to
Yeah. That makes total sense.
Or
But yeah, like if you added Claude, if you were like, yes. So when he was like, yeah, like my preference is to sell. It's like, okay. And then just so I'm clear, and again, whatever you decide is okay. My job's to help you. It's never talking to do anything. I'm sure you've gotten some phone calls from some of these investor types, maybe making you cash offers. Is your preference, and by the way, I'm addressing that because how many of them are going to say that to you? A lot of them, because they are, right? So like what most people do is they try to like tiptoe around like what the objection might be. I just put it right on the table, bro. Take all your clothes. Like, what are we doing? Like, let's get right down to it. Let's get down to the brass tacks. You know what I'm saying? Because what makes sales uncomfortable is not knowing. What makes sales difficult is a lack of clarity. The more